Welcome back, Birmingham. Of course, the main event press conference for our Next Gen series in Birmingham on Saturday night at the Utilia Arena, live on DAZN around the world. We met our prospects who are debuting and starting their pro journey, but up here, guys who are looking to fight for world titles, guys that are looking to position themselves to fight for British titles, guys that are ready to headline in their hometown if they can come through on Saturday night. I've got to say, this is a tremendous fight card. This TV portion are going to give you some great entertainment on Saturday night, and one that I cannot wait for is the rematch between Jordan Flynn and Cain Baker on Saturday night. This fight at the O2 on the AJ card earlier this year was one of the best undercard fights I've seen of this year and beyond. It was an absolute war. And of course, Jordan Flynn looking to make his name in the sport, and Cain Baker, who has long been a favourite of Matchroom and what a great servant to the sport of British boxing, gets his chance to be in a massive TV fight in Birmingham on Saturday night. And Cain, we'll start with you. Again, you've had a smile on your face all week. You've sold a huge amount of tickets. You earned this rematch after a tremendous fight and ready to go on Saturday night.
Yeah, 100% ready to go. Thank you and Matchroom and the whole team, because dreams don't come true for people like me, but Saturday night they will. Massive show in Birmingham. So it's something I couldn't have dreamed for, especially on the back of a loss. Yeah, I just can't wait to let it go Saturday night.
Eliminator for the English title as well, which is nice, but obviously for you, every post that you put on social media comes with the dice emoji, and that just sums up your career, rolling the dice every time.
Yeah, every time I roll the dice, and Saturday night I'm looking for that 666.
Talk us through that fight last time out. I felt like Jordan started well in the fight, and you did what you do, which is just work, 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 grind, never stop throwing punches. It was a close fight. Of course, he feels he won the fight, but you feel in your mind you won that fight at the O2.
Yeah, I watched it back and I still believe I won the fight. But I've got to do a better job this time. That's.
And obviously, sometimes those fights on the road, fighting at home in front of your people, going to bring that extra level, that extra gear out of you on Saturday, when you will inevitably have to dig deep once again.
I always dig deep, and I can't wait. I'm looking forward. The shovels are out now, waiting to start digging. I'm ready to start digging deep. I want to let all my friends and family and everyone who's coming, show them what Birmingham's about, how we get down. That's what we're going to do on Saturday night.
Cain, thank you. Jordan, welcome. Sometimes you see a lot of young prospects come through a fight like that and not necessarily feel the need to do the rematch. You feel you won the fight, he feels you won the fight. It was a very good competitive fight, but it was a very tough fight at the same time. So big respect for you for saying, no, I get it. You understand the game. You know, you against somebody else is just not as exciting as the rematch with you against Cain Baker. You're doing it, no, not too far from you, but you're doing it in his hometown. It's going to be a hell of a fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a good fight. To be honest, I didn't think the fight was actually that tough. It might have looked tough on TV and stuff, but it didn't feel tough. I had 2.5 weeks with my new coaches to get ready for the fight, change of trainers and stuff, and that was the worst version of me on the night, and it was still enough to beat the best version of Cain Baker. And this Saturday, you're going to see a completely different Jordan Flynn against this guy. Going to bake him again. And he keeps saying that I've only beaten people, journeyman, this, that, and only nine people, and they've all been bums. But he's one of the guys that I've beaten as well, so I think he's putting himself in that same category.
Do you need to win this fight convincingly on Saturday if you're going to establish yourself as one of these prospects we talk about, you know, start saying that he could be the next, you know, big British name? You need to be producing levels above Cain Baker if you're going to make statements like that.
Yeah, 100%. I need to put on a better performance this time around. That's what I'll do on Saturday night, 100%.
There were times in the fight where you were taking control, particularly early on. Do you feel like you can force the stoppage from this man? Very tough. He's got a lot of support, but looking to get him out of there inside the distance.
Yeah, I feel like I can break him down definitely and probably get him out of there. He is a tough guy. He's a fit guy. He comes and tries to have a fight, but I think that's going to just play into my hands. I enjoy that. You see, last time I like having a fight. I'm not scared to have a fight. So we'll see how it goes on Saturday. We'll see what he does. He said the same stuff last time as he said this time. I don't really see what he's going to do different. It's going to be the same thing again.
Thank you, Jordan. And Cain, just an opportunity to respond to that fighting talk. You've heard it before, but Thinks he won the...
He says he only had 3 weeks last time, but you picked me last time,
it was
mate.
still, it was still enough time.
I had 2 weeks.
2 weeks was still enough time to beat you.
Yeah.
So imagine now, but what are you going to do better? You can't do anything.
We'll see on Saturday what I'm going to do. A lot more better, man.
Well, what can you do, bruv? You hit me with your best. You hit me with your best shots. You can't move anyone, bruv. You hit like a feather.
Okay.
And you look like you need a sip of water right now. You look drained, bruv.
Do I? I'm dying now, mate.
You're dying right now.
I'm dying to get in the ring and smash your face.
Well, you said that last time. You didn't move anyone, bro.
I ain't first. I'm thirsty for your blood.
Well, the only person bleeding was you. Do you remember? Your face was cut up.
I'll see you on Saturday. We'll see how confident you are Sunday morning, mate.
Listen, shut up, bruv. I'm here again. You're lucky I'm giving you another opportunity.
I ain't lucky from you,
You're
mate.
lucky,
I ain't lucky from you.
Eddie.
You ain't going to want to see me after Saturday night.
Eddie, he should be thanking me as well because I've given him another opportunity to fight again in your hometown. You should be thanking me as well. It says a lot about my character.
You give the opportunities out of you. You're the one giving the opportunities.
I could have gone and fought someone else.
Or you deluded thinking you won 7 of the 8 rounds, man.
I could have fought someone else, bro. I don't have to fight you. But I thought, you know what, we'll fight this guy again.
Yeah, but you don't want people with winning records, do you? We know what you're about, man.
You haven't even got...
How many years you've been a pro? How many years? Who you fought? The best persons. Me and I'm shit, you said.
Listen. Who have you fought?
Who ain't I fought, you div?
And who have you beat, though? You've lost everyone that you fought.
Okay. And who would you beat? I fought
You've lost to me.
4 fights.
The main thing is that you've lost to me. That's the thing. And you're sat here talking like you won the fight, bro.
I believe I did win the fight. But Saturday night, it's a new fight. No one cares about the last fight.
You are concussed. You are concussed, bruv. You've been hit too many times.
Not from you, Featherfist.
What's that?
Not from you.
Well, it must be, bruv, because you think you won the fight. You got memory loss.
Have you watched the fight back?
Of course I've watched the fight back,
bruv. And what, you still score it 7-1 to yourself?
You got pinged for the first 4 rounds. The 5th round you won. Yeah,
you give
6
me
round was closer.
Round, bro.
7-8 you lost as well. You lost 6 rounds.
Every rematch that's gone on in boxing, isn't because the guy in an 8-rounder won 1 round.
But anyways,
so give your head a wobble, mate, and realise people don't think you
people
won.
Enjoyed the.
That's why we're here, so I can put it straight.
Eddie feels sorry for you. He wants to give you a chance in your hometown to, you know what I mean, put on a little show for the fans. That's all it is. But anyways, there's no way a guy like this is beating me. I've dedicated my whole life to boxing. This guy's come on the scene however many years ago after coming out of the
your whole life, the last 4 years, you fought absolutely no one.
As an amateur, from 15 years old, Eddie, I've been travelling to London, East London, 2.5 hours each way, just to do a training session to better myself, whilst this guy was in the pub getting drunk every night. And now he thinks he can come on the scene and beat me. That's never happening. It's not happening, Kane.
We'll
You're not good enough.
And Sunday, I'll go to the pub and watch it back.
You can... Yeah, exactly. I'll watch it in the pub with you. And listen, you're going to say the same thing again. I thought I won that fight when you're waking up the next day. You're going to say, I thought I won that fight, concussed again. But I'll see you Saturday.
Okay. One thing I will say, and I absolutely cannot wait for this fight. Like, honestly, I know we do shows week in, week out, but I cannot wait to sit on the front row on Saturday and watch you two go at it. You can watch it, of course, live on DAZN. Kane, in my opinion, being straight, the only way you can beat him is to wear him down and break his heart and walk him down in the fight.
All of them together is what's going to happen on Saturday
night. You said that last time, bro. You broke no one down.
But Jordan, what I'll say to you is will your coaches be saying to you, be smarter this time? Because last time you dragged him or he dragged you into a war. Are you prepared to have that kind of fight again, or do you need to be smarter, or can you win that way as well, convincingly?
I beat him at his own game last time. That was his game, was standing there and having all, and I beat him at that. You see, I love that. I can beat him at his own game, or I can beat him at another game. We've got other games that we can play with this guy. It's not just one way to beat him. You can beat him in any department, toe-to-toe, boxing, any department. I'm better than this guy.
Okay, well, thank you, you two. That was unbelievable. I love that. Well done. Saturday night. Do not miss that fight. Another really, really interesting heavyweight fight. Of course, Sol Dakers gets the opportunity to fight in Birmingham for the first time against South Africa's Chris Thompson. 2 big lumps, 2 very talented young heavyweights as well. This is going to be a really good fight. Sol Dakers, I believe, somewhat of a sleeping giant in terms of an international heavyweight prospect, domestic prospect, has every right to say, I'm up there already with Fabio Wardley, with David Adelaide, with Fraser Clark, with all those guys. but a big test for him on Saturday. Chris, welcome. The first thing I saw was the size of you. You look like you're ready to take the opportunity of a lifetime on Saturday night.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me here. Thank you to Matchroom. I'm excited for the opportunity. As you said, Sol Dakers is the current British champion, me being the former South African and African heavyweight champion. You know, I'm excited for the opportunity. I'm aware of the stage that I'm on, and I know that I've got to take the opportunity with both hands and show the world what I can do and just put on my talent and enjoy myself in there.
We know the heavyweight division always, of course, the most prestigious in boxing. Sol Dakers, who is a young British prospect, of course, on a global platform around the world. You win this fight, all of a sudden, your life changes, you put yourself in incredible positions for some huge fights in the division.
Yeah, you know, obviously that's why we're here, you know. We didn't come as an opponent. We came to win, and that's what I'm going to do on Saturday night. I'm going to come and I'm going to beat him, and we'll be back on Matchroom before the end of the year.
And finally, what can fans expect from Chris Thompson? We know that Sol, you know, looked to stand and fight in his last fight. He also boxes and moves very well. Aggressive Chris Thompson, heavy hands, good speed. What sort of heavyweight can they expect on Saturday?
Yeah, look, I do have a lot of speed. I move well. I've got heavy hands. I've got it all, you know. And, you know, Saturday night's going to unveil whichever way it unveils, and we'll deal with Sol however he brings his fight. And, you know, I'm just excited to get in the ring, show the guys what I can do, and test myself against, you know, other great fighters, you know, around the globe, and take the most of the opportunity.
Well, it's a massive opportunity for you on Saturday. Sol, welcome again. I keep saying it, everyone sold a huge amount of tickets on Saturday. Yep. You certainly have as well. One thing that I've found with you and Max and the team and your management team at SJAM, no is not really an answer you give to any fighter that is put forward to you. I know that when there were talks of Fabio Wardley looking for an opponent, you guys rang us and said, please give me that fight. This guy was just an automatic yes from Sol Dakers at the team. Signs of confidence from you and the team and your own ability, and that you want to move fast in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm ready to go at any level, I believe. You know, I've sparred all the world champions over the last few years. You know, I've been around the world as an amateur in the GB squad. I just want to fight, and I want to win titles. You know, I don't want to pad my record out or anything like that. I'm just ready to go. You know, even last week when Dylan White was pulled out of the fight, we don't talk too much. We put the offer straight in and said we'll step in. I'm sure many other people put the name in. We just put our name forward straight away. You know, we don't hesitate. We want to take fights and we want to improve.
We saw in your last fight against Rob Ismay that when someone actually does come to win, you're going to see the very best of Sol Dakers. It was a destructive performance. We appreciate there's levels beyond that you need to go to, and I think this is it on Saturday. But against the better opposition who come to win, feel like we're really going to see the best Sol Dakers. Yeah,
definitely. You know, I like to, you know, work off what my opponent's doing. You know, the last one with Ismay, he came to fight. So I picked him apart with the openings. He didn't come to survive, and hopefully my man over there is game, he's willing, he wants to get a big win on the Matchroom show. And I'm just going to pick him apart and do what I do in the ring.
And finally, fighting in Birmingham, how important is that to you, of course? Galal, your friend here as well. And down at Acox last night where you train, of course, just what an atmosphere down there. Excitement in the city, and shows you what a sleeping giant Birmingham is for boxing.
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, yesterday at the gym where I train as well, we had all the kids there, the cameras there, and it let all the kids know that this is real. It's not just on the TV screens. And, you know, for myself, like Galal from the city, it's achievable. And we want to showcase the talent we got in the city and get people behind us, because we've not really had it. And I think we've got the fighters now where they can say, Birmingham, right, we've got guys that can become world champions, British champions, and let's just get behind it, get these shows on, and just show what we can do. That's all we need is the platform, and we'll do the rest.
Well, going to be a great atmosphere for your fight. Really good heavyweight fight. Sol Dakers against Chris Thompson on Saturday, as is this fight. I love this fight. So much on the line. So much has been said as well. Cyrus Patterson, who's coming off the back of a Fight of the Year contender against Chris Jenkins in Newcastle, fights Conor Walker from Birmingham. Again, sold a huge amount of tickets on Saturday night. Conor, we'll start with you. Welcome. You know, like Kane, I know Kane's been through more losses than you and ups and downs, but fighters like you just look for opportunities to go and change your life, change the direction of your career, and this is it for you on Saturday night. Co-main event on DAZN in front of what will be 4,000, 5,000, wherever we end up being. Just a massive, massive opportunity for you, and everything I've heard in the build-up, you're ready to take it.
Yeah, man, this is a pinnacle of my career so far. And like you say, I'll take any fight at the drop of the hat. I mean, if you remember Manchester, I come in and I sit next to you, I was like, listen, if you got any lads, get me on your show. You won't be disappointed. Do you know what I mean? I'm here to fight. I'm going to echo what Solomon said. You know, I want to take big fights, fight for titles. That's what boxing's about. You know, get out there and have a fight. Too many people thinking about, you know, the O's and just get out there and test yourself. Do you know what I mean? Have a ding dong and, you know, move on, crack on. Do you know what I mean? And I respect Cyrus for taking this fight with me, because in my eyes, I think it's a banana skin. There was all this talk about the Richson fight. I'm going to cancel that now, because listen, I'm taking that belt and it's coming home with me back to Wolverhampton. Simple as.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. I mean, you know, we haven't publicised that fight, but in the world of social media now, on schedules, everyone knows what's coming, and there's no secret. There is a plan for Cyrus Patterson to fight Lewis Ritson in Newcastle in a massive fight in November, but also not a strange move from Cyrus Patterson. We should be applauding it. But coming into your backyard to defend in a fight like this before an opportunity like that, he must be confident. But you've made it clear you think that's a big mistake.
Listen, I respect him for the route he's gone, because I think at the end of the day, you know, 6 fights in, second title, you got to applaud the man. You know what I mean? He's not, you know, pro game. Everyone does a pro route. You know, you fight your journeyman, you learn. Obviously, he's a very talented man. He's had an excellent amateur career, but the pro game's different, man. There's tricks. There's little things you can do. You know, like there's you can't just jump in and do this. And this is why I jump. I mean, I said yes. I say yes to any fight, but you know. Yeah, banana skin. 6 fights in, fighting a man like me, I wouldn't recommend it.
And we saw in the Chris Jenkins fight, just loves to come forward, loves to throw a huge amount of punches, and we expect another brilliant fight between you two on Saturday.
Well, I don't know if you've seen any of my fights. I mean, my style's not. It's not on the back foot. I'm not here to run and hide. Although I was planning on fighting him on the back foot. You know, working on my back foot moves. But nah, listen. If he brings the same energy to the Chris Jenkins fight as to this fight, then listen, everyone's in for an absolute barnstormer. And yeah, tune in, and we're gonna steal this show.
Thank you, Connor. Cyrus always looking super smart there. Again, not our fault, not your fault that future plans leak out, but it does add an extra dimension to this fight. We know what you might have in November, but what you do have right now is a very, very tough fight on Saturday night against a young man that has an opportunity to change his life, and he's coming for you. And you're ready to try and handle business on Saturday night in another step in this exciting career.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I've reiterated time and time again, I'm not interested in any other fight other than Saturday night. So you can watch any interview that I've never mentioned any other fight apart from the fight on Saturday night, and that's a pinnacle of my career. Really, that's the only thing that matters.
Last time, you were actually headlining a Next Gen show. You gave us one of the fights of the year against Chris Jenkins. I'm sure you could have boxed him in many different ways, but what you decided to do was go to war and break him down that way. Conor Walker loves to be on the front foot, loves to stand and trade. Should be another tremendous fight between you two. Yeah,
definitely. That was always the game plan going into the Jenkins fight. That was what I had been working on in the gym. And I know that Conor, he loves to fight in that similar sort of style, so I'm going to bring the same energy as him, and it's going to be a great fight.
And similar question finally that I asked Sol as well. You guys don't seem to say no to fights. I mean, we know there could be a big fight for you in the future, but in the meantime, you were offered a fight against a very good, dangerous fighter in his hometown that's going to have plenty of support. No hesitation from you. Do you guys just believe, because of your pedigree, because of your ability, you should be taking care of business in fights like this?
Nah, to be honest with you, I don't really look at myself like the A side in this fight. I don't look like I'm defending the title. That title's been in the case in someone else's house. I've not really seen that title in probably a month after I won it. I've prepared for this fight like a contender, like it's for a vacant title. I'll be able to sit and reflect after I've won the title again on Saturday. But I know that Conor's a very dangerous fighter. He's strong, he's fit, he's come forward. He's intelligent. A lot of people overlook his amateur background as well. You don't get to be successful amateur either without having that other dimension to your game. So I've got complete respect for him. I know what he's going to bring, and I'm going to meet it.
Well, it's another brilliant fight for the card on Saturday. We go to the main event. I guess the word prospect gets bandied around a lot, but when you start your pro career in 10-round fights and headline at the O2 and fight at Madison Square Garden and Abu Dhabi, it's difficult to say that the man to my right is still a prospect. He's a young flyweight that is on the verge, in my opinion, of challenging for the world title in the next probably 12 months. He's Birmingham's own. He's Olympic gold medalist. You're never going to see him, well, subject to what happens in the next 2 or 3 minutes, throwing chairs and screaming and shouting. But what you are going to see him is operating at the very highest level of the sport, a real flag bearer for this city and a real opportunity for this city to have someone that can deliver world title fights ASAP. The man in his way, Tommy Frank from Sheffield. We wanted this time to bring a domestic fight to Galal Yafai. He's fought a lot of international opponents. Sometimes we don't know a huge amount about them. This time we do know that this man to my left is a very good fighter from Sheffield with support on Saturday. And like I said, an opportunity to put himself in a position to fight for the world title. Tommy, welcome. Big opportunity for you. Everybody rates Galal Yafai, but never really yet been in the deep end, never been in the trenches in the pro game. Tough fight last time in Abu Dhabi, but came through. But excited for this opportunity on Saturday.
Yeah, just a massive opportunity for me. You know, it's the opportunity to change my life in many ways on Saturday night. You know, obviously Galal's an Olympic gold medalist, been there and done it as an amateur. And I think they were a little bit in the promo. I think it got took out of context a little bit more. It sounded like I said that, you know, he was a good amateur, but that's not translating to the pros. But obviously, it is translating to the pros. He won a WBC international title in his first in his first fight. He's had 4 10-round fights, and you know he's a very accomplished fighter. You know, he's from a boxing family. He's been there and done it. And he's probably, I don't know if he's going to be the toughest, but he's definitely going to be the most quality and the fighter with the most pedigree that I've fought. But I just believe that everything for a reason. I believe I've got this opportunity for a reason. Coming off the back of a loss, it wasn't, you know, having won the fight against Jay Harris for my British title. This is the fight we were obviously aiming for. But with me, you know, with it not going my way, I didn't think I was going to get it. I did get it, and I just believe, you know, this is the chance of a lifetime. You know, it's the chance to change my life in so many ways, you know, for me, for my family, and ultimately I want a call back from you to get on more of these shows. So I've got, as with all my opponents, you know, I've got massive respect for Galal. I think he knows that, and like you said, I think we're both probably similar in the way we just we don't really talk trash, we just get on with what we're doing, and if you put a lot more into this build-up, it'd probably be a bit boring, to be honest. But the one thing, I really do think it's gonna be a good fight. You know, I think I'm gonna draw the best out of Galal, and he's 100% gonna draw the best out of me. And you know, I just really believe in myself. I really believe in myself. I know I've had a few setbacks in my career, and to be honest with you, I would have liked to have been on a stage like this a bit earlier, but it doesn't always work out. But I just truly believe in everything for a reason, and I wouldn't change it for anything. So I'm going to take this chance on Saturday.
One thing we know, having watched Galal in the pros, is he starts like a train. I mean, you saw at Madison Square Garden, won that fight in the first round, comes out, throws a lot of punches as well. We expect this fight to be a very high tempo. We see that in the lower weight classes as well, but should be all action in this fight.
Yeah, I think so, and I think you know, to be honest, I mean, I'm the same, you know, and I think throughout my career, I've shown that I've got a lot of sides. I've shown that I can box and move when I have to. I can just box to a plan, box to orders, but I probably do prefer going forward and having a little bit of a fight. But you know, I think our styles won't complement each other. I'm not saying it's going to be an all-out war. I think it's going to be a very good fight, and I think, you know, there's going to be some good punches thrown and some good blips for both of us in the fight. But I'll be honest, I'm not saying that you're overlooking me or Galal's overlooking me. I just think I'm going to be a lot better than what people think I am, you know, and that's just my feeling. But let's talk in, and we're 2 days away now, so Saturday night, that's my chance to prove that.
Well, we believe you're going to bring a great fight to this man on Saturday. Galal, welcome. O2, Madison Square Garden, Abu Dhabi, but this is what it's all about for you, isn't it? I mean, headlining in your hometown, Olympic gold medal. I say it doesn't matter anymore in the pro games, but you did win Olympic gold for this city, and a massive moment for you headlining in Birmingham on Saturday.
Yeah, massive. Just thanks to everyone for coming. I don't usually stay in Birmingham too long, but it's my home city. I'm always training in Sheffield. But I'm excited. I get to fight in Birmingham. I've fought all over the world. It's my first time in 10 years fighting here, so I look to put on a show on Saturday.
We know that you're a quiet man. You keep yourself to yourself. You train incredibly hard. You love the sport of boxing. But you also know that when you fight an opponent like Tommy Frank, they have an opportunity to just completely change their life and careers, and brings an element of danger. Good to fight a domestic opponent. I mean, I know we've had international opposition, which we don't know too much about, but you know this guy is going to bring support and plenty of heart on Saturday.
Yeah, I expect that all the time. I fought all over the world, Russians, Kazakhs, the Mexicans that you put me in with. I'm sick of them now. But yeah, we've got Tommy Franks here now. I've known Tommy Frank for a while. I've seen him box. Good fighter. He's probably, I wouldn't say he's underestimating me as a professional fighter. I heard something about they think I'm a good amateur fighter, but not a good professional fighter just yet. But yeah, we'll see it Saturday.
How far away do you think, you heard Sarah saying, just focus on Saturday. I'm sure that's the same for you as well. But a lot of people are talking about now this wonderful division at flyweight and super flyweight as well. There are levels above Tommy Frank to reach the Sonnies and the Bams and the Julio Cesar Martinez and the Chocolatito, but that's the obvious target for you. But difficult as well sometimes when you start in 10-round fights. You probably haven't been quite as active as a young prospect would be because you are in championship fights, but 2, 3 more of these kind of levels before you feel you're ready for that opportunity?
Yeah, definitely. You know what it is? I think I'm ready now, but it's just the experience. Quality-wise, I'm just as good as them guys, but they've got experience, 19, 20 fights. But can Tommy get that over me on Saturday? We'll have to see, won't we?
And finally, you were ice cold in Tokyo. Never seen an amateur just take those kind of moments and opportunities so much in their stride. Same again on Saturday. Any pressures of fighting at home? It's a really good crowd for a next-gen show. You've sold tickets. Everybody sold a huge amount of tickets. And kind of like when we've been to the hometowns of Regis Prograis recently as well, and a lot of fighters feel a little bit of extra pressure because ultimately this city, in terms of its TV future for boxing, kind of sits on your shoulders a little bit as well. Any extra pressure to look good, or just business as usual for Galal Yafai?
Yes, there's always a bit of pressure, but I love boxing. Like I know Tommy's he ain't got much pressure on him. He's expected to lose. Whether he thinks deep down he's going to lose or win, I wouldn't know. But yeah, I have the pressure, but I deal with pressure. That's every type of athlete has to deal with pressure. So we'll just see Saturday night how I feel.
Well, an elite pound-for-pound quality fighter in Galal Yafai, taking on a man with an opportunity to change his career and life in Tommy Frank on Saturday night in our main event in Birmingham, live on DAZN around the world. What a fight card. Of course, the tremendous young prospects on display, but these guys up here are going to give you a great night of boxing on Saturday. Make sure you tune in to DAZN to see Kane Baker, of course, against Jordan Flynn. Fantastic rematch. It's going to be an absolute all-out war. Chris Thompson against Sol Dakers. Big boys throwing bombs in a great heavyweight fight. Conor Walker against Cyrus Patterson will be a tremendous watch. And these two going at it as well for the WBC international title as Galal Yafai headlines in his home city and looks to march on to a shot at the world title. We're going to face these guys off now, and we'll see you for the weigh-in tomorrow, the 5K on Saturday, and a tremendous show in the second city on Saturday night, live on DAZN. Thank you.